Good morning. So I've been sitting here for a while. I'm in Nakhlamud. I'll show you where I'm at. Lola's cleaning Rexy up. I've been writing a little bit. I got up this morning. I've just gotten straight into the flow. I did my meditation, and then straight after the meditation, I did like an NLP. It's like I don't know if it's called NLP, but it's where you go into you go into your subconscious and create through that place. And I've just been in the flow. I haven't even looked at the clock yet this morning. It's Saturday morning. Yesterday, and for the last few days, I spent most of the day with my twin. Yesterday, we went to an archery club that he used to belong to, and it's about an hour drive away. And then we went to this natural spring. It's like a well, it's like a hole that goes down about 5.5, 6 meters down. We were going to go diving. Yesterday was Friday. This morning is Saturday. We were going to go diving, but the water was really cold, and some of his friends came there, so we just sat around, and a whole bunch of other people came too. When we first got there was hardly anybody there, but then a whole bunch of people showed up, and some people that he knew, so we went, and that he hadn't seen in over a year, so we sat and had a conversation. It was really fun, and then we went to an Arab village there that's near there, and we had a falafel. And then we went to a different Arab village where he used to live. He lived for about 6 years in an Arab village. And we went to like a shop for fruits and vegetable place and got some fruits and vegetables. They have the best fruits and vegetables there. And then we went back. I took him back to his house and came back home. My boys are home. And this morning, I've just kind of been in the flow. I still didn't put up my videos that I made yesterday either. I went out yesterday and got some natural clay. That's something that I want to do today. I want to process that clay. I found this guy that does these videos on how to make your own clay. And he shows the whole process. And I found some pretty good clay yesterday at the beach down in the Sea of Galilee. And so I'm going to process that today. And I've just been sitting here. I don't know how long. I've just been sitting here. I hiked up to this little point that I'm at. So I'm sitting under this cliff. And then it goes straight down from here. Took my shoes off so I could feel connected. Kind of just connecting with nature and feeling like I really, when I come out into nature like this, there's no other people here. And everything is just quiet. Also on Saturday when people aren't rushing around going to work and there isn't the big bustle, there's something about the energy that is just more relaxed, so it's easier to connect back to nature. And I just feeling sitting here feeling like I'm just a part of everything. I'm just connected to everything and how I'm connected to everything, and from the point of divinity. It's from the point of there is no disconnect. That is all an illusion. And I was sitting here and I'm trying to I was writing my vision slash mission and really trying to bring it because I can feel it. I can feel it as a being, but bringing it into words is something that I've been having, it's something that I've been wanting to do for probably the past year. And part of what I'm realizing is that just by being, there's nothing that I need to do. It's just by being. And how do you bring that into words? And I feel like, so I can put it into a lot of words, but I want to bring it down into a sentence that really pinpoints it. So I feel like that just coming back to my center and being in my center and then being an expression of that is what my mission is. And through that, just being, I'm setting an example as to and initiating others through the example of how to just be. Um, but you see, I'm not quite there yet because I'm still flipping back and forth between the dimensions. See, right now I'm sitting in my perfect center. So I can being it, and it's like passing into this complete different dimension. It's passing into being present in the present moment. And when you're present in the present moment, there is no future and past. Future and past don't exist. They only exist in my mind, right? They're only memories of what was and projections of what will be. But when you're in the now, you're simply presence. You're a presence. You are connected to everything. You are everything just by being. And in this dimension, one thing leads to another naturally. When you come into this dimension of just being, there is no noise in your mind. So you're just sitting in the present moment, and you're sitting in your own presence. You're being present as a present. But you're being completely present. And in your presence, when you're connected to everything, one moment leads to the next moment, leads to the next moment, leads to the next moment, leads to the next thought, leads to the next. And through that, you are led naturally, because you are in your own natural essence, to where you need to be in the next moment, in the next moment, in the next moment. So each moment leads to the next and leads you into perfect synchronicity within yourself, and brings you into harmony with everything around you, into harmony with yourself, and into the natural place that you need to be in each moment, consistently and perpetually, um, for each moment. So from this place that I am in this current moment, for me to go into any other moment, I have to follow my nose and get there. um, Now, if I'm in this moment and I'm jumping in my mind 20 steps ahead, first of all, I'm deterring the natural flow of things, because I'm trying to force things to happen in a way that I want them to happen. So I'm missing out on infinity amount of opportunities in between this moment and that moment that I'm trying to force something to happen, right? If I'm trying to make something be. And so I'm completely missing the natural flow of things, because in every single moment, there is infinity possibilities of the way that things could happen. There are infinity, um, when you look around you, there's so many particles and atoms and potential. Potential is infinite. In every moment, there is infinite possibilities of the way that the next moment can be. There are infinite ways that this conversation could go down. And depending on what I choose, also because I have infinite amount of, I have in every sentence that I say, it's like a tree that's setting a root, and there's so many branches that you can see it in many, many videos of mine, that I go all over the place. That from one place, I have so many different thoughts. I could give examples about the stone and how that, I could give examples about, just now I was talking about trying to force the future, right? I could take this conversation in so many infinite directions, and you could never be all of your potential. It's impossible to completely be everything that you can be, because every moment opens up an infinite amount of possibilities. I could take this conversation and start talking about the dogs. I could take this conversation and talk about uh, my future. I could talk about so many different things. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want to just be randomly, running around the world randomly and whatever. You do want to take your life and to take it in a direction that's why it's important for me to write down my vision and my mission, because when I have it pinpointed, then in each moment, there will be no waste, because I can take my life and in each moment say, okay, is this bringing me, is this moving me towards my mission or taking me further away? Because a lot of our lives, we just randomly flow through our lives, and then and that's part of it. You have to do that. So there is no, pain in anything. Everything happens exactly as it's supposed to happen. You can only be where you are. You can't be further along the path. Just like I was saying, you can't from here jump home. You have to have the path in between. So, but if I'm here and I'm only thinking about that, then I'm missing all of these other opportunities that are happening in between here and there. So if I say, okay, eventually I do want to get home, but and then I say, okay, that's my target, but then I let it go because I know I'm headed there. I allow myself to enjoy everything that is along the way in between here and there. So, because our lives is just a path. That's all it is an experience. We're not taking those things with us. We're not taking anything with us when we go. So in the end, all we're left with is each moment's opportunities and each moment's experiences. And even those, when we go back into the all we're taking is the expansion with us. We're not taking anything with us. We're here for a short time. We expand while we're here. And with our expansion, we're expanding the all, because think about it. Humanity, for instance, when you think about it, we are living on top of a pyramid of everything that came before us. So we're at the very top of the pyramid. And from us, our children are above us. So we're living on top of all of the knowledge, the language even that we speak has been an evolution of languages of I mean, imagine, there's always new words being added on. Our expression is becoming broader and broader and broader as a species. We're managing to say more. There are more inventions that we're sitting on top of. We are sitting in an age where we have electricity. We have, at our use, we have washing machines. Imagine how much time that frees up for us to expand. We have automobiles. We can go from one place to another. What used to take people a week, we can do in an hour. We have, there's so much knowledge that we're sitting on and that we take for granted that that allows our expansion. If you imagine humanity expanding from this point to just expand, 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 we're sitting at a, well, you could either say, it's like a paradox, like everything is. You could either say we're at the expansion point, or you could say we're at the top of the pyramid. Everything that has come has built us up to this moment that we're at. You see, it's the two sides. It's the two sides of the pyramid. Is where you get a perfect. See, it's the same. It's the symbolism. It's the same. And when you have, you think of symbolism, you could think of symbolism, and this is another example of the exact same thing that I'm saying. You could say symbolism doesn't mean anything, but if you have it as a symbol and you hold it close to you and you always are in a perpetual understanding of it and connected to it, then it opens up all of those realms to you, whether where you are constantly and consistently aware of your surroundings and of everything around you. It brings you into that state of mind of being constantly in expansion, because you're constantly curious. You're always looking around you. You're always noticing everything around you, and the universe speaks to you. Nature speaks to you. And when you're just in the now, when you're just in your mind, and you're in the future and you're in the past, and this and that person did that, and this and that and that, and I have to go here, and I have to make money, and I have to, you're in a complete ego. Which ego? What is your ego? Your ego is your separation from the all. It is your identity of who you are. It separates you and makes you think that you are separate from everything else. You're this own entity that you have to guard. And your ego is also at service to you. It's your master tool. It's what keeps you apart from everything else and allows you to have this magnificent human experience. So it's your biggest pitfall and your greatest gift all in one. And when you learn to master your ego, and your ego becomes your master tool for your use, then you become divine. You can master this experience, knowing that you are not only this body, knowing that you are higher. You do have to feed this body and take care of this body, and it's connecting back to a video that I did a couple days ago, that the ultimate in spirituality is being able to find the balance between this body and this experience in the physical world, everything that is physical, mastery of your own being and the mastery of your own experience. And when you come to know that you are separate and connected all at the same time, that you are so connected to everything around you, that you are a master manifester. That means that you can speak with the birds and the birds can speak back. You can speak with the animals, and the animals come to be. I'm searching for the word, because it's not like you become the master of them, but it is that you become the master of everything around you. Everything around you comes in your favor. They want to serve you just when you want to serve the world around you, right? And it's a place of respect. When you respect the universe and the animals and the plants and the food that you eat and the stones, because you understand that you're a part of it all, and it's all of the exact same importance. We are the animals and the earth and the rocks and the stones. Imagine our body is going back into the earth when we die, and we're becoming a part of it. We are becoming the stones. We are becoming the animals. We're becoming the plants. We're going to feed the plants that the animals are going to eat. That we're going to become part of the birds. We are part of everything. The iron and this and the um, magnesium and everything that flows through us has been in multiple other human beings and multiple other animals, fruits, vegetables. We are the fruits and vegetables and animals that we eat. I don't eat animals. Since since I've been on the twin flame journey, I really have there's been a massive shift. I started shifting about when I had a major wake up moment. I've had a few major wake up moments in my life, and moments that I once heard. What is his name? He's a famous Dr. Phil. I was watching a Dr. Phil before my wake up moment, and he was saying he was talking about how in life we have these points that we can pinpoint, that something happens, and or we have this massive realization that from that moment our whole life takes a shift. I'm getting a phone call. It's my brother, so I'll send him a message that I'm going to call him back, because I call you back later. It's probably not urgent, because I'll finish this video and then I'll call him back. um, he's my youngest brother. He's shy, and him and I are probably the most similar. We love doing the same things. We love metal detecting and hiking and connection, and he's highly spiritual, but he doesn't know that he's spiritual. And he kind of like shuns spirituality. Oh, you're spiritual, blah blah blah. But he's the most spiritual. I think that a part of his spirituality is not even knowing that he's spiritual. He's so spiritual that he doesn't even know that he's spiritual. His being is that way. I still smell like the hot springs. You go to those hot springs, you smell like sulfur for a few days, like even a week afterwards, you start sweating and you smell it coming out of it comes out of your pores. So, um, what was I saying? I was talking about us being connected to everything around us. And through this connection, you realize that the whole world is at your fingertips. We are a part of everything. Our vibration as these master beings, the human race, it's not only us, but we have the gift of knowledge. We have the gift of consciousness. And so in this consciousness, all the animals have vibrations too, but we have this magnificent vibration, and we vibrate everything because if you when you we, at the smallest point of the atoms and the molecules, we have everything of the world within us. That means that we can connect vibrationally to everything around us, all the animals, all of the spirits, all of the stones. We can connect. We have the potential to connect with mastery, right? It's separating ourselves from the ego, understanding that we are not the ego. The ego is our master tool, that we reign over our ego. And coming into our self mastery and coming into our kingdom, our own kingdom, we have power over our own selves and our own egos, and not only to our own selves and our own egos. Once you understand that you are the master manipulator of everything, because we are a part of everything and everything is a part of us, right? And I'm not saying it in a bad way, because manipulation has this, oh, because it's been misused. But manipulation can be used. We're always manipulating everything. We manipulate the food that we take food, we cook it, we manipulate it. It's alchemy. We take one thing and we change it into another by combining it with other things, or removing it from other things. We're always manipulating. We manipulate our hair to get it into form it like we want it, or to make it comfortable. We manipulate people around us to conform into knowing how to behave with us so that we can behave with them in peace and be at peace with our surroundings. We manipulate our children's minds, knowingly or unknowingly. So we are always manipulating. It's not a bad thing. It's the misuse of manipulation, using manipulation to not only control our own, and misusing manipulation is always comes from a place of ego and disconnection, because whoever understands truly the connection to everything would understand that true power is in not controlling. When you have to control others and control everything around you, and you don't allow things the free will, then it is the ultimate sign of weakness, not power. If you have to use that to be powerful, then that is then you have to use others to feel powerful. Then it is a sign of complete weakness. It's a sign of insecurity. You are not secure in your own self and place and your place in the universe, that you have to control others in order to feel secure. It's the complete opposite of what it seems to be. That's why, when you find a paradox, you find a whole. Wherever you find, black, complete, pure black, and pure white is a paradox. It's you found that both of the polars of the exact same thing. You found existence, because white cannot exist without the contrast of black, and black cannot exist without the contrast of white, right? Because they're always in contrast to each other. Otherwise, they just don't exist. They can't exist. That's a duality. So when you find the two polarizations, you find a whole where everything is in existence, where all the shades of gray can go in between black and white, can exist in between black and white. So you find a whole. And when you find that whole, you find one. So then there's a place of not duality, a place of just wholeness, a place of one. It's a complete circle. It's a complete sphere. So it's just like the pyramid that I was talking about. Everything that you find a truth in, you find the polarizations in, and then you have the whole. It's just like the pyramid. You could either view it as we're sitting on top of a pyramid of all of the information that came before us, and when you look at sitting on top of the pyramid, you can also see it as we are the vantage point of all of our ancestors. We are a representation of all of the people that came before us. So if that we have to be proud of everybody that came before us if we have self pride and self love, right? We can't be embarrassed of our roots, because every person and every being that came before us is what came to form me, and that's thousands and millions of people. You know, if you take your family tree and you cut it off from yourself, I mean, not cut it off from yourself, but you like bring it down from yourself, you see that it goes in this pyramid of couples, 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 and all of those people that came before you, all the way back from the beginning of sludge evolution, the first people, Adam and Eve. Oh, Adam and Eve are run in our blood. You know, you have to be proud of every single person and every single being and every single, you know, and you can look at it in the physical world and you can look at it in the spiritual world. So there is no right or wrong. There are no bad people. There are people that did the best that they could with what they were dealt, the cards that they were dealt. And you can take your life and you can say, okay, this is everything that I have to work with, and you can make the best of it. Like you can make it's so silly. I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but lemonade out of lemons. You know, you work with what you have and you bring that into purity, whatever it is, because every single being that is here has come to, it has a message going through them, has God flowing through them, has the all flowing through them, has every single aspect of this world around them flowing through them. So there's beauty and love and spirituality and everything flowing through every single person. Every single person is unique, and a complete unique makeup of the universe around them, so that that bringing yourself to purity and being in pure expression of yourself in everything, and all the questions that you have, and all the you know, where bilbul means like where you're questioning yourself. You don't know, you know, all of the mistakes that you make, all of the greatness that you have, all of the realizations that you have, just being pure expression, just being a pure light of whoever it is, whatever it is that you are and what you've come to express here, and just allowing it to flow through you without getting stuck up in it. You know, oh, should I say this? When you start questioning, that's when you stop the flow and you go into ego. Then your mind takes over and it's like, should I say this? Should I say it? Or am I going to be understood? Are they going to blah, blah, blah? And then you start getting into ego and you start getting into thinking that you're not pure in the way that you are naturally. All of the questions that we have, I mean, we are born a pure being. It's like a clean slate with no knowledge, no nothing. And then we start being programmed by our parents, by society, by what we see, experiences that we have, our emotions that are all mixed up and we don't even know how to use them. You know, we go into school and they feed us thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and information, information, information. They never teach us what to do with that information. They never teach us who we are as a being. They never teach us processing. They don't teach us about our emotions. They don't teach us that we're okay just the way that we are. It's exactly the opposite. They give us yeah, they don't say you're okay. They say no. You have to learn this, and if you have to get the certain grade, what they teach is about this much, or even less, about this much of all the knowledge that there is to know, and then they test us on it. and they give us scores if we're good enough or not good enough, and we come into the world shaking like this. Oh, we're not good enough, we're not good enough, we're not good enough. Even, I remember when I was in college, I did this project and I worked on it and I got a 99 on the project that I did, and I was worried about that 1 point that I didn't get, instead of like being all excited about the 99 that I did get. Because I'm programmed in a way that I'm not okay, and I have to get a grade from somebody else to tell me that I'm okay. I don't even give the grade to myself anymore. I give the grade to myself. I've been through so much and I've got so much figured out. I feel blessed and graced to have that much figured out. Purifying myself in a way that I know that I'm divine and that everything that I feel is legitimate. You have to go through death and back. With me, it could be my alcoholism. It could be my experience with DMT. It could be, just the total feeling of utter, going through a relationship that was abusive. Um, and being obese and losing all self-esteem in certain aspects of my life, right? Because there's so many different aspects, that you have to, in order to come back from that and to live a life, and to getting so far down and so unfulfilled and losing all of the beauty of life, not enjoying anything anymore, to where you just become, all you become is the noise in your mind. And then I'm also diagnosed with, which a diagnostic, all it is a map to your self recovery, right? That's how I see it. With chronic, what is it? See, I'm even forgetting what it is. What is it? Oh, when you go through a lot of traumas and then you get like, I've talked about it in other videos. If I'm not coming up with it, then the name of it, even, then it's irrelevant. I'm just going to mark it as irrelevant. But really, when you're diagnosed with anything in your mind is caused by your mind, and anything in your mind is repairable. Our minds are so I'm putting my shoes back on. Our minds are so elastic that and we are so elastic. I mean, look, I was twice the weight that I am now. So there's signs. My skin is a little bit dangly. I have this a little bit. I'm 47. I'm 47. Yesterday I was walking through town. I had this 20 some guy in his 20s come up to me and try to and flirt with me. I wanted my number and wanted to meet with me later. I mean, I'm way younger now than I've been than I was 10 years ago, for sure. And 10 years ago, I was all messed up. I was all, you have to go through that in life also to find the wake up point. You can't, I guess you don't have to, but when you do, you get a lot of contrast in your life. The beauty becomes that much more beautiful because you understand, when you understand that it's you don't take it for granted. You understand that it could be different, and you also lose all bikoret. It's like, judgment. You lose judgment for others. You lose judgment for yourself, because when you've been through so much, and you've been obese, and you've been an alcoholic, and you've beaten yourself up so far, that you wake up at some point and you realize that everything is just a process, and there's a reason for everything. And when you see weaknesses in others and lashing outs in others, okay, so my abuse was, my out was alcohol, and I had a lot of different other outs, marijuana and all sorts of things. And another person's out is blaming the world around them. I just saw this video yesterday, from Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer was my first real spiritual teacher. And I love him and I've loved him. He passed a few years ago, but he was my first spiritual teacher, and I feel connected to him, and I feel honored that I found him. And another one is Abraham Hicks, one of my favorites. I think that and with Wayne Dyer, the beauty in him is that you can really connect to him from any point that you are. He, he has he like comes from very mainstream. He's not super out there like with Abraham Hicks. She channels and she's very aware of it and she talks about it. And I'm probably closer to, my teachings are probably way closer to her than Wayne Dyer, maybe somewhere in the middle. Um, but I realize that what comes through me is channeled. It's not, it's coming through me. It's my connection to the all. And Wayne Dyer didn't really speak that way about things, so you can connect more to mainstream, probably. See, this stuff, I'm going to pick this stuff afterwards. I cook with it, and I also make like sage sticks with it. Understand that it's like a wild sage. It has a really good smell to it. It's kind of sweet. It's sweeter than sage. It has like a ting to it, like a high pitch to it. And it's really sticky. I bet I could make some kind of natural glue out of it. But um, so I watched this video the other day, and he said, when you take an orange and you squeeze it, what do you get? You get orange juice. Why do you get orange juice? Because that's what's inside. So it's just like a person. When you take a person and you squeeze him, you put him under pressure, and they start spewing out anger and hatred and blame. It's because it's what's inside of them. They'll say, no, it's you did this to me and you did that to me, but how could you do something to somebody else? Whatever comes out of you is in you. And that's something that I realize, but that blame and lashing out is also a protective mechanism. It's an addiction just like any other addiction. It's an addiction to a certain type of behavior that gives you um, like release or peace. It's just like self blame, being a victim. Oh, I'm so poor. Everybody's doing everything to me. It's the exact same thing as lashing out at somebody. It's just a different way of expressing it. Because once you're the victim, you don't have to take responsibility. It's other people doing it. And when you're lashing out at other people for what they do and blaming them and yelling at them and abusing other people, it's the exact same thing. It's either self-abuse or abuse of others. It's the exact same thing. It's just the two sides of the coin. It's the yin and the yang. It's the black and the white. It's when you find the opposites. And so what I was saying also about the pyramid going up, and when we sit on top of the pyramid, we are at the top of all of our ancestry that's come before us. And in order for us to accept ourselves, we have to create a strong pyramid. That means that we have to accept everybody and everything that has come in the pyramid before us. I had my first cup of coffee. And let's see if I see anything. I see a horse. I see a lot of genies. And I see them rising and like dancing together and holding hands. I see the moon at half arch with an eye and a nose. See that horse again. I see smoke. And I see two mountains, three mountains next to each other. And I see a straight line. There's a straight line in here, just straight, on the side of a mountain ridge. What I see in the bottom. I see a demon face. And I see a flower with 5 petals. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Um, I'm just sitting in the most beautiful place. I feel so blessed. I start off every morning with appreciation, even when I can't feel the appreciation. Sometimes you get up in the morning and you just feel like you don't even want the day to start. This morning is a wonderful day. I feel on top of the world. I'm actually, look where I'm sitting. It is kind of on top of the world. Let me see if I can get the light to go there. And I just feel connected with everything. I feel so blessed. I feel blessed to have this life experience and to understand that I'm connected to everything, and to be making these videos. This morning I read over. I didn't respond yet, but I read over some of the some comments that people wrote on some of my videos, and I feel like I'm becoming friends with people that are commenting and following me on my videos and that they write in. I just want to say that I'm in complete appreciation, and somebody new that found my videos today. I just want to say that I'm in such appreciation that you guys write in, and I feel loved, and I feel such love towards you because it's a combined process. You know, I read over the comments this morning. I feel so much love, and it really adds to, it brings to these videos more. It brings more freedom. It brings more direction, more understanding. It brings like a togetherness. I feel like we're like from the same tribe. We're going through the same things. Um, just the fact that I can speak and that you understand exactly what I'm talking about means that we're connected. We're connected to the same streams of energy. The same energies that flow through me are flowing through you. And it makes me feel like a togetherness, an understanding that there are people that understand me and that I understand them. And I know that I understand you just by the fact that you're connecting to me. It's you, if there is no connection, there is no understanding. If there's a connection, then I know that I'm in your mind. I know that I know exactly what you're going through. um, and maybe I'm bringing it to words. There's the birds up there that gave me confirmation, some hawks, and a couple of them. And um, maybe I'm bringing different words to it from a place of where I'm sitting and the way that I've evolved, but the energies are the same. So it's an explanation of the exact same thing, maybe in a different way, or maybe I'm bringing words to things that you understand within you that you haven't brought words to yet. Or a lot of times in the remarks, I can see that people understand exactly what I'm saying, but they bring a little new aspect to it. Or I can see that you see me, that you understand, you get it, you get it. And so yesterday, um, I just want to say that I feel like with my twin, that the connection is just there. The connection is just there. And I'm understanding more and more that on the twin flame journey, that it's a matter of just letting go and allowing. And he puts on when a lot of times when we're together on the way, he'll put on like channelers or people that read tarot cards. And so yesterday he put on this tarot card, this new woman that I've never seen before, but she was awesome. And she put on and she did a tarot card reading, and it was talking just about that. It was talking about two people, or two entities that are next to each other, that one is trying to force things to happen, but they don't realize that it's already happening. And but it was explained in a much nicer, beautiful way. So I'm going to start hiking off this mountain. I got hungry and I want to get home, and my boys are at home today. They're sleeping. So I am going to start hiking off this mountain. Um, and I imagine if I have any other like valuable things to say, I like this video. This video went in good directions. So I imagine I'll do another video. It also got kind of long. So I really appreciate you watching, and I want to say thank you. And, and I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love on this journey. This journey is something else. So I really appreciate it. And thank you for watching.